Hi everyone, I'm Emily and this is Nick. Because of the pandemic we decided to start a blog. We don't think anyone's really going to watch, but it gives us something to do and a different way to spend our time other than sitting on our butts. So here I'm just making us lunch. Nick really likes the gyoza, and these are the, I don't know how to pronounce it, yukata chicken gyoza. You just put them straight into the pan, usually with a bit of oil, cover them with water and a lid, let them kind of steam, and as you'll see later they go kind of crispy like on the packet. So I don't know if you can see on the side, but we've got some chicken there that I've marinated with some soy sauce, corn flour, black and white pepper, and an egg. And you just mix it all together and let it sit on the side. No, we are not doing veganuary, and I'm sorry for all the shots here, but we're new to this and we're working on it. I am trying to go gluten free, or low gluten anyway, just because I have PCOS, but I'll talk about that in another video. So here I'm just heating up the pan ready for the chicken. You see another pan on the hob as well, that's for our stock. So in that bowl we've got a bowl of bean sprouts that are just sitting in boiling water, because it kind of takes the kind of, not rawness, but they have a certain taste to them and it kind of takes that away. So my favourite salt I have is kosher salt. If you've not heard of Sami Nosrat, she is the author of Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. Nick got me the book for Christmas and I've been obsessed. This salt is just amazing. It's not like normal salt. You can buy it on Amazon, which is where I did, but I'm just adding a couple of teaspoons of the salt into about 600ml of water, as well as MSG. MSG has a bad rep, but if you look at the chemical compounds, it is just a form of salt. It's not salty, but it's very, very savoury, almost like chicken stock. You could use that as well, maybe a chicken oxo. We usually use dashi, which is a Japanese kind of powdered stock, dashi no moto. This ramen I'm making is quite common for us to have. Nick made it for me a while ago. So there we have the yukata miso paste, and we just put it through a sieve. I can't remember where I saw this tip, but miso is fermented soybeans. The reason we got the organic one is because it was purely soybeans. You can get, like Sainsbury's had their own brand one, but it was full of fillers and wheat and all sorts. So when you put it through the sieve into the stock, you'll see in a second because we'll zoom in, you end up with kind of lumps, and you don't want large lumps of the fermented soybean in your broth at the end. So this pan with the chicken in is just on a high heat, and you want to let it sear in the pan. So Nick's just mixing the miso into the stock, as you can see. We hope to do more cooking videos. I really like cooking. I actually have a blog. Not very appetizing looking, but the chicken ended up amazing. Sorry for the angle, we're waiting for our camera stand. Anyone that's gluten free out there, we use the Kikkoman gluten free soy sauce. It tastes nearly as good as the normal soy sauce. As you can tell, I can't really see what I'm doing with where the camera is at the moment. It's just sitting on our bread bin. The key really to cooking is tasting. You want your food to taste of something, add a bit of salt. If it's a little bit too salty, add something fatty or acidic. It kind of helps to balance it out. If you don't have the book or don't have the means for the book, but you have Netflix, Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat is actually a mini series on Netflix, and it's, if you're into your cooking, or you'd like to learn more about why we salt things, why we marinate things, it is a really, really good series and book to read. I was in catering for quite a while, and for anyone who's unsure on cooking meat, if you cook meat, basically the internal temperature of anything really is 75 degrees centigrade for safe eating. If you've not got a thermometer, as you can see, like I haven't at the moment, if you tear the kind of chicken open or slice into it, the juices should be clear and you should definitely see no pink. I'm taking the gyoza off the heat just because I'm seeing if they're done. Nick was also hungry behind me, as you'll see in a minute. I sliced one up for us to share because he wanted to try one. We do lose part of our footage here in a minute, so after I've done the chicken I transfer it to a bowl to rest, which is important. In the same pan I then add the bean sprouts and half a bunch of spring onions and garlic. I then stir fry them with a bit of the soy sauce and some sugar, and they just go on top of the noodles, and we had rice noodles this time. Then I topped with the chicken and some fresh spring onions. This was inspired by a recipe from a Wagamama cookbook that I have. Nick made it for me and we kind of just adapted it for ourselves. Like from the book it's really good, but it's got a huge list of ingredients and this is obviously just the toned down version. Okay, so here I'm getting ready for basically just chilling. I did put a little bit of makeup on because we went out, but obviously wearing your masks, it rubs off your face. You'll have to ignore the water that gets all over my jumper. This is just a reusable makeup cloth. I bought it about 4 years ago from Primark. Been using it ever since. I rarely have to go over my face with cleanser after using it. But as you'll see in a minute, I use a face wash after I've gently rubbed it off with warm water. As you can see, it's all on the cloth, it's horrible. So I really like the Nip and Fab Salicylic Fix Gel Cleanser. I get breakouts quite a lot around my cycle because of my PCOS, and it really helps to keep the demons at bay. Just got to try not to get it in your eyes. I had to do this because my face, just look at that, just again, look. You know when you just catch yourself doing something you think, I've got to slow that down. That's so funny. So after I take the excess off of the foam, I then use water to wash it off because I don't want to get the foam in my eyes. I then use hyaluronic acid serum, which is a very light moisturiser which absorbs very, very quickly. I try to take care of my skin. Being a uni student, I don't always get time for an intense kind of take care of my skin. I just work all the time. I don't have time, I'm in 3rd year, so this is a simple one for me. Here we are playing a game called Guacamelee. Nick gets very intense when we play video games. It's co-op, you can have 3 or 4 players at a time. It has very difficult levels. As you can see by my face, I have no idea what I'm doing. Nick's just so funny when he does this. I can't get over his faces after watching this back and the little jumps. We are also muted at the moment because we don't have a microphone. That's Mia sitting on the end of the bed and she's a little bit jumpy, bless her. But we hope to do some more vlogs soon. This is kind of a trial vlog. When we have the microphone, obviously we'll have kind of commentary as we go through the day. I kind of want to do what I do in the day at uni, studying from home, and some other kind of important videos I'd really like to make. Nick really wanted to add those sound effects there, so I couldn't really let him down on that. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. We hope people watch. I know some of my friends will. Pretty boring, but like I said, it gives us something else to do in the lockdown. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.